everyone, it's Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got a super cute St. Patrick's Day card to share with you today. I'll be using the Build-A-Basket die set from Whimsy Stamps, and I'm using one of the bottom basket pieces, the 4-leaf clover and the little coin. And then I thought I needed a rainbow to go with my pot of gold, so I brought in the Array of Rainbows die set. For the pot of gold, I didn't want it to be black, so I decided to use a gray cardstock, but I wanted to have a little bit of texture to it. I used the Micro Patterns background stamp set just to add some stripes. I die cut the rainbow bands from white cardstock, the 4-leaf clover from green cardstock, and the gold coin from glitter gold cardstock. I cut quite a few of the little gold coins and decided that I was going to cut a couple of them in half because they're going to be at the rim of my little pot of gold. It was easier for me to adhere all of the gold coins from the back side of the pot of gold, and I started with the half circles first, and then I just started layering them up, and I used liquid glue to do that just to make sure that I got some good adhesion. And there's my little pot of gold, nice and full. For the rainbow, because I just die cut that from white cardstock, I did some super simple, nothing fancy hair coloring on those rainbow bands. I literally used one marker per rainbow band. I wasn't worried about the blending or anything because I just wanted it to be nice and bright. Once I had all of my die cut elements ready to go, it was time to put my card together. I die cut a piece of patterned paper from the Busy Bees paper pack using the wonky stitched rectangle dies. And as I was playing around with the layout, I decided that I needed to have a ground, so I used the Cloud and Grass Edger die set so I could have a grassy hill and then have a piece of grass in the front of the hill, so I was able to tuck the pot of gold behind that front piece of grass. I just used my tape runner to adhere the grass to the patterned paper and just trimmed off the excess with my scissors. Next, I added in the pot of gold, and again, I just used my tape runner to adhere that into place. Now for the rainbow, I found it easiest to hold it together with a little piece of washi tape on the back side of it. That way I wasn't fiddling around with the rainbow bands too much. I used liquid glue to adhere the rainbow to the front of the card, just so I had a little bit of wiggle room in case I needed to move it up, down, or over. Once I had that adhered in place, I used my scissors again to cut off the excess bits of the rainbow. The little gnome is from the Gnome So Thankful stamp set, and I did color him offline, but I'll make sure to have all of the Copics that I used, as well as all of the other products that I used, listed in the description box below for you. I added a little bit of glue to that guy and adhered him to the front of the card, and then a little bit of liquid glue to add my little shamrock to my pot of gold. Of course, any rainbow that's going to go into a pot of gold has to have a little bit of sparkle and shimmer, so I used my Wink of Stella glitter pen to add that to the bands of the rainbow. Next, I adhered that panel to the front of a top folding A2 size note card, and I really struggled on whether or not to put a sentiment on this card. I think it's pretty cute even without a sentiment, but I decided that I wanted to add something else to the front. So I used 2 of the cloud dies from the Array of Rainbows die set. I stamped the word lucky, and that word is from the Shamrock Swirl stamp set. And then I used the Alpha Mini stamp set to stamp out the words to know you. I just used my tape runner to adhere that to the front of the card and decided that it needed to be moved over a little bit. And then, of course, I had to trim some of the clouds off. But once I was done fiddling with that and adhered that in place, that finished up my card for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, I'd love it if you would. And don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.